Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Stupid Player NegativeAE, and welcome back to Will a Wonderful World. I wanted to return to this at least a couple times, if not to finish the thing, to see what happens next. So I guess this guy, so to recap what happened, it was dark one night at this girl's house, and she went to go play tennis or whatever, and I had to help her find her keys by making it so she couldn't play tennis. And then here she was like being stalked by somebody, and I think she still is. Because the person that is texting her hasn't been solved yet. And so now and this guy who wanted to kill himself, but she came in and stopped him. There's a lot of stuff going on already. So let's go. Somebody had ruined my plan. Damn it. Sat up, and I could barely stand. The entire room was spinning. I felt so nauseated that I almost threw up. A little longer and I could have seen her again. The room was completely dark since I hadn't been able to pay my utility bill for a while. I slid my foot and tried to take a step, but I tripped over my easel. The brushes and paints fell all over the place. I crouched down and slowly started to pick them up again. It took me a while as I was so exhausted. Put out the fire and opened a window. I stumbled upon my flashlight and pressed the button. Holy fuck. Boom. I heard a deafening explosion. Is that a gas explosion? I'm not gonna read all that. I thought I saw a slender figure of somebody fall down in the fire before I passed out. I woke up. Oh no. The doctor told me that there was a 17-year-old girl who had been sent to the hospital along with me. She hadn't made it. Fortunately, however, I was still alive. I had third-degree burns all over my body. I lost my right arm. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even do something as simple as ask what the girl's name was. God, why? Why didn't you just kill me instead? When Zaren. Okay. Alright, so there's a gas explosion that happens. You heard a deafening explosion, that was a gas explosion. So you lifted my foot, tried to take a step, but I tripped over my easel and the paints and brushes. I crashed over and picked them up again. It took me a while as I was so exhausted. I put out the fire and opened the window. This is rough because I don't know what's causing the gas explosion. So if it's a gas explosion, I think this is the correct way of putting things. It was like this, right? Or something like that? Or no, the flashlight was last. I think this is right because, okay, so I'm trying to think of what would cause the gas explosion. So if we think about this, I'm thinking that it's like a combination of the fire going out and like opening up the window, like shit in, and then pressing the spark that hits the flashlight. If you turn on the flashlight first, and then open up the window and put out the fire, you can do this. If you don't put out the fire soon though, like right after this, because it's going to take him a while to do this stuff, I think that you want to put out the fire second, so that way that the fire doesn't burn down the shit, you know? Hoping. Held up my flashlight, made sure everything had been picked up, and then walked towards the doorway. Just to shut the door, I hurried up. However, there was nothing except a broken, worthless ceramic pot on the floor. I open the door and look outside into the hallway. No one there either. I went back in, saw the remaining coals, saw the smoke was still lingering in the room. I could still continue with the plan. I lit the coals again and closed the window. Climbed back into my bed. Felt my consciousness leaving me, entering into the world. That was bad. Alright, let's retry that shit then. So, put out the fire, open a window, still press the button. Huh? Some pieces are missing. Sometimes this happens. In this letter, the previous development led to a gas explosion. As a result, Wen Zhaoren would not be able to carry out his actions. Therefore, the white pieces disappeared. Usually, pieces will disappear when the subject of the actions described in the piece is no longer active. This is not confined to the sender. This is not only confined to the sender of the letter, it could also be because of someone mentioned in the letter. Again, it depends. The important thing is to think about why they might disappear. The night breeze was coming in through the window. I tried to take a deep breath, but I couldn't. Perhaps I'd spent too much time picking those things earlier, and I had been poisoned too much. I held the flashlight in my hand and walked towards the doorway. I found a girl lying on the floor unconscious. Had she been poisoned too? I suddenly remembered a news story about people who had killed their neighbors by accident while attempting to suicide. Wait. What? I wanted to go back and call an ambulance, but I couldn't breathe anymore. I could just at least open the door. Need to get... What the fuck, dude? This game is harder than I thought it was. Retry, I guess. Alright, so... Wasn't that the original order, though? You can only rearrange this so many times. Who's there? Oh my god, you're a scary motherfucker. I pressed the button on my flashlight in a hurry when the white light almost blinded me. I saw a shadow fell to the ground. I quickly turned my light towards the sound and I saw that it was a girl I had never met before. Checked to see if she was still breathing. Was. I had remembered a school picnic during my junior high years. I had done the same thing to scare a girl in my class. She didn't faint, even though I had done it intentionally. Kids today are so weak. I carried the girl into my ventilated bedroom, laid her down on my bed, and pulled the sheet over her. I went back into the living room and picked up my paintbrush. I tried to remember her panicking face when she saw me. I suddenly had a new feeling. Feeling I could paint something special this time. It just fell asleep with the brush in my hand while leaning against the wall. Wow, that was so scary. I don't want to see anything else like that ever again. Well, if you do want to see it again, you can. While you're reading a letter, click on the replay to view the entire letter again. Although, why can't we see all these images? Are we just reading their letters? Technically, we are not actually receiving handwritten letters from the humans. You can think of these letters as a manifestation of their will. That's why it would include more than the text you are reading. Sometimes we will receive images of what they see or even how they feel. Wow, that's really amazing. How did you feel? Everything felt so unreal. Am I really a god? Have I always been living here? And has the sky outside always been so red? It's even snowing outside. The weather is so weird. I have no memories of any of this. Is any of this real? Of course, don't worry about it. Your memories will come back to you slowly. Anyway, don't you think this job is perfect for you? And it isn't too hard either, is it? It's true. It is more interesting than I thought. While it is interesting indeed, it is also rather serious. From now on, I won't repeat myself anymore. Some of my previous instructions can be found in the Help menu. The content in the Help menu will grow as you learn more about your job. Although, you might not be able to find everything you need in there. For instance, if you forgot or didn't pay attention to what I've told you, you might never be able to hear it again. So the truly important information, as you see here, will be highlighted in orange text. Things in orange and text are extremely important. When you see something in orange, you should slow down your reading and pay extra attention. Now answer fast. Which of the following words are highlighted in orange in what I just said? I think it was this. Okay. I'm glad that I got that right. The orange text may appear not only in my words, but occasionally in the human's letters as well. Humans' letters might include text in other colors too, such as yellow and blue. The yellow text, the digital in a text message or email, while blue text highlights messages left in a fax or note. Orange text, however, emphasizes something else. I'll explain it to you later when we see it. You won't remember it if I say too much right now. In the end, you just need to remember that orange text are extremely important. Now, to make sure you didn't get a lucky guess earlier, we're going to have another quiz. Which of the following phrases were highlighted in orange in my previous dialogue? And what is their correct order? Okay. I believe it was straight orange text first. Well, no. It definitely wasn't text message or email. It was orange text, text message or email, blue text, I think. Second one? Correct. Oh, thank God. Thank goodness. You have truly mastered what I have taught you so far. You are truly my master. Aside from the orange text, in normal mode, you will also notice a lot of red text. If you read those words very carefully, you might find some clues that'll help you solve the puzzles. In normal mode, such clues will be highlighted in red. They might help with your deductions. If you ever find yourself stuck in a puzzle with no idea how to proceed, pay special attention to the red text, and you will surely be able to get through them. Alright, seems like you should do just fine now. And I can take it easy too then. I believe as you go along with your tasks, you will eventually make the right decisions. Besides, I can see that you have already made a choice. A choice? Yeah. I told you at the beginning that handling the prayers from the humans is our job. However, whether to help them or not, and how exactly you want to change their fates is completely up to you. I see that you have chosen an S ending for them all. That means you are choosing the path of absolute kindness. Well, they were asking for help, so of course I should help them. Are you saying that I should torture them instead? Not necessarily. I just want to remind you that the path of an absolute kindness is not an easy one, especially when you receive letters from two different people. You will have to make endings for both sides in S. Simply achieving an S ending for one of them won't be good enough. In other words, you have to solve two people's problems at the same time. I see. Well, I'm sure I can find a way. Okay then. By the way, I suppose you don't remember your own name either? Your name is Myth. Myth? You are a god who can manipulate people's fates through stories and puzzles. That's why they call you Myth. You might not know this yet, but you are actually quite popular in the human world. Some of the urban legends have been circulating stories about you. That have been circulating stories. I didn't know I was that so impressive. Even though I seem to have forgotten a lot of things, I'm still adapting to all of this. I do feel like helping people, and that makes me happy. If I work hard, could I possibly grant wishes to everyone in the world? Everyone? Well, you'd be buried by all their letters first. However, if you try your best, you should be able to shape the world a little closer to your liking, at the very least. Got it. I'll try my best. Well, from now on, let me know if you have any questions. After all, it's just the two of us here. Alright. It's like a little bit laggy. I'll have to skip it. I always appreciate the CGs like this. But I gotta like turn off the desktop audio because it's gonna be glitchy and annoying. I feel like all visual novels have something like this. Some are better than others. Like this seems to be a very... Ooh. I like Alicia. Some of these are better than others. I also like that girl that we were helping. I forget what her name is. So she's alive now. Looks like shit is gonna go down, dude. There's a gun. Holy damn. Things are going down. Aw. Desktop audio is back on. Alright, let's see what kind of letters we're getting today. Okay. Shit. Stay at new school.
Porque siempre me pasa esto.
Oh my. We have a freaking...
부처님, 나도 좀 도와줘요.
Interesting. Okay, we have a lot of people to do. So what's happening here? Ooh. Check this out. This problem was so difficult. I stared at the test and it looked like some kind of ancient curse, torturing my fragile mind. A bunch of chocolate milk suddenly appeared on my desk. My favorite. I opened it up and started drinking it. It was delicious. Li Wen, what are you doing during an exam? Thud. Miss Yang pounded her fist on my desk. My eyes went wide. There was no test. No Miss Yang. Not even my favorite chocolate milk. I was lying in my own bed, still wearing the t-shirt I had put on for tennis last night. How would I fallen asleep with this? Fucking... Turn you on silent. How would I fallen asleep like this? Suddenly, I remembered that I had found some strange things on the door last night. Carefully opened the door and looked outside. Nothing. All just a dream. In any case, what time was it? I checked the clock on the wall. It was 9:10. I rushed to school as fast as possible. Second period had just begun. It was tennis class today. Our school is famous for its emphasis on so-called quality education, which meant that unlike the other schools, we had classes in stuff like tennis, art, and so on, even for the senior students, so that they could get some exercise and release some stress off schoolwork. How many seniors enrolled in these classes, though? Everyone had bet their whole lives on the upcoming Gaokao. National Higher Education Entrance Exam is an annually held national exam in mainland China. All high school seniors. The exams are held every year, including 3 main. Okay, yeah. Everybody has to do that. 5% acceptance. Interesting. So very hard to be admitted. Okay. The National Higher Education Entrance Examination. However, I had no idea what I wanted to do in the future, or what major I'd be interested in. I supposed I would just go with the flow. Carried my racket under my arm and ran onto the tennis court. Usually I would just do some hitting practice during the class, but today I was here with a purpose. Last time I had accidentally hit that knucklehead Rocky from class 3 when I had been practicing my serve. He had insisted that I had done it on purpose and challenged me to a match to settle the score. What kind of obsessive, obnoxious man was this? Well, today was the day of our duel. I had agreed to his proposal, with 30 boxes of chocolate milk as the wager. My favorite. We would play a doubles match for one set, and we got to pick a partner for the opponent. I picked Wang Quang. Wang Quang as Rocky's partner first. He was probably the weakest out of all the people present today. My darling chocolate milk, here I come. Rocky pointed to someone behind me. You'll partner with him then. I turned around. I saw someone who was looking petrified. Someone whom I had never even met. The stranger introduced himself as Jimmy. He had just transferred from Hong Kong today. Transfer student in the last semester of senior year, and from Hong Kong no less. That was peculiar. Never mind. I needed to win my chocolate milk first. Since he had enrolled me in the class, he could be really good. Maybe this was my lucky day. Or since he had enrolled in the class. Just one game later, I'd realized I'd been kidding myself. That sneaky Rocky. He must have known that this guy didn't know how to play at all. Wang Quang might be only a 2.0, but that would make Jimmy a 0.2. He barely even knew how to hold a racket. Sigh. No matter. For my precious chocolate milk, I would have to do it alone then. Half an hour later, we were at the tiebreaker. Thank you. Like, the tiebreaker is when you break the tie. The score was 7-8, their match point. If I could win this next point, I still had a chance. Otherwise, I would have to go buy the chocolate milk myself at a 7-Eleven. I was standing right side in the back. My hat was soaking wet. My sweat was dripping down my ponytail onto my t-shirt. Jimmy was standing on the left side and at the net, and I could see that he was sweating through the back of his t-shirt too. Here came the ball. It was aimed at the center of the back court to my left. I squeezed the racket in my hand. Interesting. If I move her center of the back court. Fell to the ground, completely missed the ball. Even worse, it went to the straight of the back of Jimmy's head. Jimmy fainted. Oh no, did I just give him a concussion? I remember that he was standing much further left, wasn't he? Interesting. Yo, this fucking guy. This guy's sly as fuck. My name is Jimmy. Today was my first day at Yingnan High School as a senior. I had flown from Hong Kong to Beijing only a few days ago. On my first night here, my suitcase, which held my laptop, still hadn't arrived at the hotel. I was bored out of my mind, so I decided to go down to the arcade to kill some time. There I saw a girl with long hair. She came into the arcade with a basket of tennis balls and she was sweating from head to toe. She wanted to get the Sir Spotty doll from the claw machine. Oh, this is the guy that had been stalking her. I wanted to get it too, but there had been a couple hogging the machine for a long time. Throughout my childhood, my father would always buy me everything I wanted. It was usually Game Boys, computers, and stuff like that, nothing outrageous. But I never really understood the feeling of wanting something so bad but not being able to get it. I looked at her from far away. I watched her fail and keep trying over and over again. Her expression looked so funny, so cute. I felt a strange urge. I'd gone to an all-boys school in Hong Kong, so and I also wasn't someone who liked to go out that much, so I never really had met many girls at all. And I never learned how to pick up girls. So, but today felt different. I really thought she was extremely cute, and I had a special feeling about her that I didn't really understand myself. I didn't want to miss the chance of getting to know her. I mustered all of my courage and decided to get her attention. I wrote down my email on a piece of paper, and then I bought a drink and quietly left the cup in the corner of the claw machine, a note under the cup. I just needed to wait for her response. First night I didn't get an email. Must have been too late. She would write back to me the next day, I thought. Second day, all I got was junk mail. Third day, maybe she had lost the note by accident? She had washed it in her laundry? I could find out what her email address was instead? All I needed to do was hack into the cashier system of the arcade, and I could get all the information of all the customers who had paid for tokens using mobile banking. And I could get more than just their email addresses, like their real addresses, bank accounts. So I did it. Mustered all my courage again and wrote her an email. Yet, she really didn't use her email? I had told my father I wanted to transfer to this school. It didn't really matter to him, and the school happened to be quite good too, so he agreed almost immediately. If he had known the truth, he would have slapped me in the face and called me a disgrace. I had also found out that she liked playing tennis, so I bought myself a racket immediately. I even finished reading all 42 volumes of the manga series The Kid of Tennis. I would have never thought that I would get the chance to partner with her in a doubles match on my first day at the new school. I'd also never realized that everything in the manga was a lie. The only time I ever touched the ball, it hit the referee. Crap, I sucked so bad. She must hate me now. We're in a tiebreaker for the match. I read about this in the manga. Basically, it was a quick way to decide the winner when both sides had been evenly matched. It wasn't for me. She would have already won easily. The ball was coming again. Fast one, and it was flying right towards my right side. I was so nervous that my hand was shaking uncontrollably. I tried my best to hold the ball as steady as I could. Took the step to the right. I rushed forward. I took a step to the right, almost out of instinct, but I still let the ball pass. Even if I tried to hit it, it would never go in. From behind me, I heard her hitting the ball. Good job. But before I could finish my thought, a sudden shock of numbness and pain was coming from the back of my head, and I completely blacked out. I was in the infirmary when I woke up. It was already noon. I looked around. There was no one else in the room but the school nurse. Oh, Jimmy, what did you think was going to happen? Jimmy. So this is the stalker that she was worried about before. Alright. Next letter? Okay. Alright, so there's a lot of things going on. I was standing right side in the back. Left side at the net. Okay. Center. Here came the ball. It was aimed center of the backcourt to my left. Okay, so there's no stepped left. Sudden twist of my ankle. We need the swing there. I took a step to the right and swung. Okay, but if he takes a step to the right, then he gets hit. If he takes a step to the right, he gets hit by the ball. There's a sudden shock of numbness and pain coming in the back of my head. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. This guy takes a step to the right, swings, and then has a sudden twist of his ankle. And then she just rushes forward. Does that work? Man, there's a lot of scenarios. I swung my racket with my eyes closed. The ball flew over the baseline. It was out. I did overestimate myself. Match was over. You must be mad at me now. Jimmy took a swing at the ball. The ball flew out of the baseline. Out. 7-9. We lost. I lost. My precious boxes of chocolate milk. Wow, bad on both sides. Alright, let's retry that. So sudden twist. Okay, let's think about this. The match is over. She must be mad at me now. Okay. So he cannot take the swing. It's flying towards my right side. I took a step to the right, sudden twist of my ankle. I rushed forward and swing. That sounds about right. Let's try that one. Okay. Standing much further left. To retry, how do we get him to stand left? This is gonna change a couple things. Let's see. I took a swing at the ball, but I almost tripped. I had to take another step to stop myself from falling over. The tennis ball flew over the net, kissed the baseline, compressed, down step, and then it struck the wired fence around the court. Yay! Match point saved. Rocky was such a sneaky bastard. With Jimmy barely being able to move, he was now aiming every ball at him. But Jimmy was able to get out of my way almost every time too, even with a twisted ankle. We were coordinating surprisingly well. After a while, Wang Quang was left standing there too. The game had become a singles match between Rocky and me. Maybe Jimmy was a lucky charm, because eventually we won the game 15-13. What a great partner. I had won my chocolate milk. Hooray! I fell to the ground. My ankle hurt like hell. Fortunately, we still won the point thanks to her. Now our opponents were hitting the ball towards me almost exclusively, but Li Wen was too good. Eventually we won. More importantly, she ran over and high-fived me. I wasn't just dreaming about this. She really did just give me a high five. Her hand felt so warm. I would never forget that moment. Aw. You're a little bit creepy, dude. But, problem solved. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. That was interesting. We still have 2 more to do over here. We also have...
说过，时间可以重来。
Only I could do it again. Okay. Strange Teachers is next. But I think I want to discover who these people are. And are they connected? They are connected. Alright. I'm going to come back on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Also subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm trying to get lots more visual novel stuff on the channel, as well as some there's roguelike stuff and different things that I enjoy. So if you're interested and want to hang out even just for a little bit, I'd appreciate if you did. I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace out, you guys.